live, everybody. Hi. Hello, my friends.
Hello.
And I call you my friends because all my enemies are dead.
Hey!
Since 2020, we've done plenty of virtual comedy shows online, and though the virus is slowing, we'll keep going because we've still got lots of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin.
Welcome to Virtual Comedy Show. It's a Zoom meeting with jokes. So please turn on your camera, turn on your mic, unless you have barking dogs or a rabid moose in your living room, in which case, please mute yourself for Pete's sake, and let's have some fun.
It's the Virtual Comedy Show, starring Steve Goodie and Brad Tassell. Tonight, Steve and Brad welcome comedian
Renard Hirsch.
plus funny songs from
Jeff Pearson.
and a patty melt from Patti Vasquez, and much, much more. Now, please welcome Brad Tassell.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to This Is What My Hair Looks Like Today. Hey, hey, Renard, that was a great picture of you, which leads me to ask, have you been feeling rough? I would see you right now. You feeling okay?
Yeah, that was a good one about 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that picture. Yeah, the picture Steve just showed has got to be 15 years old. And I keep telling Carnival, here's a new picture, and they're like, the old one, you don't look so old. And I said, yeah, but then I get on stage, and they're like,
who's
that? Is that your dad? Is your dad do the show now instead? So, well, hello, living people that I haven't killed because you're not my enemies. I'm Brad Tassell, and you're watching the Virtual Comedy Show. I don't think I ever say that. And we have our big star, Steve Goodie, who's not alone tonight. It's he's got somebody in there. And we've got, of course, this week, Patti Vasquez. I don't know.
Hooray.
Available to tell us if you're okay. She's not. Okay, good. She's
here, right?
Under the weather. She's
I
here.
am.
She's
Hello. What?
Patty.
What? I'm here.
here. Okay, so you're feeling good. You're feeling good.
Well, I didn't say that.
Okay, that's right.
Good enough.
Well, have a drink and get in the corner by a bureau, and everything will be good. So this is our little experiment we started in March of 2020. And my daughter just realized that as she was graduating and being kicked out of high school because of COVID, she started, and now she's graduated from college, and we're still working on this little experiment. We keep tossing pasta at the wall, waiting for something to stick, and it just keeps falling behind the oven. So that was a good analogy. We also had a great idea in the beginning that we would have talented guests, if nothing else. And that's what we do. This week, we have a huge talent. I couldn't be more impressed from back in the day when we used to hang out at Zany's. Renard Hirsch is here, just back in the Apollo in New York, which is probably one of the coolest gigs on the planet. Do they still have do you rub the rock still?
Yeah, you can still rub the rock. Yeah.
You do, or you didn't? Did you?
Yeah, you can still rub it.
But did you?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't get a chance to do it.
Oh wow.
Ah.
Well, you'll have to go back.
When
They liked you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, when they took when I came in, they took the other comedians out. I was doing something, and then I came back, and then I was like, oh, they took pictures with the rock. I didn't get to do it. So yeah, I got to go back now.
That is exactly what happens to me in everything. I'm doing something and not paying attention, and everyone does the cool thing, and then they go, "Oh, you just missed
Yeah,
it."
exactly.
And
Oh, the tree.
usually for me,
It's a tree. Yeah.
yeah. Usually for
The
me,
log.
it's getting,
That's what they called it. Rub the log. That's what they said.
oh, rub the log. Okay. Oh God,
Yeah.
rub the log.
Leave that alone.
Wait a minute. I was offered that a massage the other day. I was offered that.
Bob's turning red over here.
Yeah,
Knock it
Bob's
off.
getting embarrassed. Rub the log. So the thing I usually miss is getting paid. So anyway, and we also have
That's one of the most important parts.
That's right. And singing his little heart out tonight, we have our pal Jeff Pearson, who is in
He's right here.
with
He's right there.
So that is right there. He's in there. He's going to stick something in a minute. By the way, working in the cruise industry, I'm very interested in the fact that a billionaire is going to build an exact replica of the Titanic. Have you seen that?
Oh,
And it will sail the original route from 1912. So that's kind of cool. I've already asked about doing comedy on that ship, and the booker said no, because their plan is that on this Titanic, no one dies.
Ah.
Oh.
All right. By the way, I'm just back from Costa Rica, where I was escorted off the ship 7 days early
Oops.
because I had entertained the passengers so much that any more would have gotten the really old people overheated. So we had to stop. So speaking of that, your dad's here. So anyway, so they put us out in a van, and we had to drive 2 hours from the coast of Costa Rica to San Jose, and it's almost 7 miles, and it took 2 hours. So
wow.
the roads are rough there. And while I was getting on my second flight, I dumped an entire Diet Coke into my first class seat.
Yeah.
And the flight attendant immediately ran and got a ton of towels and paper stuff and quickly cleaned up my seat. Oddly, though, once I did this in coach, I dumped a whole drink in my seat. And when I asked for something to clean it up with, the attendant said, "You're wearing a pullover." So that's what status gets you. So now, speaking of status, that goes to this. And speaking of getting pulled over, we all know now Sandra Dorley, right? The New York district attorney who was caught going 55 in a 35. And that wasn't enough for her to actually pull over when the policeman was trying to stop her. She drove all the way home. She was then rude to the officer. She called the police chief to tell the officer to leave because she was above the law. And all of this is on video. You know what?
Fun.
Yeah. So this is even too far for me, said Karen.
Wow.
By the way, she just did another very poor apology online. So, all right. Of course, by the way, this hasn't ended well for Sandra, who has posted an apology where in the apology, she says she makes no excuses for her behavior, then spends 3 minutes making excuses for her behavior. Oh, I had a long day. I did this. I did that. I said, yes, but you weren't, thrown to the ground and tased and thrown in jail for no reason. She also promised to take some ethics training and plead guilty to the crime. She'll also give a personal apology to the officer, and spending the next 6 months in the office is what she'll do with people whispering, "That's that bitch right there." There she is. That's the one. So
Nice.
okay. Hey, oh my gosh. Did anybody see this story? A man was acquitted for drunk driving when doctors confirmed to the court he has a rare condition called autobrewery syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where his stomach actually makes alcohol when they eat carbohydrates, causing them to get actually drunk and appear drunk. I know, is that wild? The case was a win for those with the condition. There are some, but authorities said they won't be accepting what others have called auto-meth syndrome.
Ah.
No, you're just high. But I have allergies, officer. I don't even know. What do you mix Anybody know what you mix Sudafed with to make?
Yes,
Alice,
I believe
you're
it's Dr.
into
Pepper.
Science. What?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper and Sudafed makes meth.
That's right.
It's so cheap.
It's entirely possible if it's sodas and acid for the most part.
Sodas and acids. Well, boy, that sure spelled
We
it
don't
out.
want to know how to make acid. We want to know how to make meth.
I
That's
said
right.
soda is an acid.
Soda is an acid. So okay. Well, get that worked out and let's start a business. Did you guys? I don't know if anybody saw this. Like most toddlers, this one
Small
little
church.
What? Okay, no more talking like that. Like most toddlers, one little one was being put off by her parents when she said there were ghosts in her room. Did anybody see this? She said, "Mom, Dad, there's ghosts in the room." But then the family was putting her off, but then they found 50,000 bees in the walls.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Thank God that's over, said the ghosts under her bed. Because even ghosts are scared of bees.
Oh, God, you're going to do more ghost jokes, aren't you?
Nope, that's it for the
Okay.
week. Could there be what?
Well, you know a couple of them from Edinburgh, and I was afraid we're going to flash back to that.
Oh, yeah. What? Tell me
Glad I brought it up.
Okay. What do you call a ghost chicken?
Oh, Poultrygeist. All right, let's move on.
Hey, speaking of what could have been ghosts, we're on this. We had another rapture this last week. Anybody go?
Bob did.
April 23rd. You missed it?
Yep.
Yeah, these are coming so fast now that I haven't even had time to give away all my possessions and tell everyone in my life they suck. I know. Numerologist David Mead gave us the news that the faithful would be sucked up, even though he's done this quite a few times over the years. Others were saying that the recent eclipse, was going to be the joyous day for the faithful. Did you see that?
Mhm.
Yep. There have been these predictions, did you know, going back to at least the Revolution and before, the Revolutionary War. No one knows what the future holds. There's only one true signal that the end of times is near, and that is the New York Jets winning a Super Bowl. Carla?
She is here.
By the way, honorable mention for that joke was the end of times. My McDonald's order in the drive-thru was right. That's
Oh.
and the last one. How you know it's the end of times? Nick Cannon and Elon Musk get the same woman pregnant. That would be the Antichrist right there. And there's a good chance they'll get to the same woman at some point because they're going through them pretty fast. Okay. All right, here we go. Hey, oh my gosh, everybody's seen this. 3 men now have been arrested and face up to 12 years in prison for bringing live ammo to the Turks and Caicos Islands. 3 men. Yep. The families are all saying it's too harsh. No one should be treated like this for a mistake, right? Where was that attitude 2 years ago, said Brittany Grenier.
Yeah.
Okay, not funny, but true. All right.
So true.
See, because they were all saying, okay, fine.
It doesn't have to be funny. It just has to be virtually funny.
Yes, virtually funny. Yes. The bar is so much lower here.
Yeah, I know.
That one was so weak, I went blurry during it. Okay, now a Louvre joke. Boy, this one's going to be rough. Oh, my God. The Louvre in Paris is planning on moving the Mona Lisa to its own special viewing room. Have you seen that?
Ooh.
The famous painting has always resided in a large room with other works. Many think the move is to protect the Da Vinci masterpiece, as over the years, activists have tried to vandalize the work, but the museum says that it's not the reason. The press was told, you know how sick I am of watching that bitch from Kana get married, said the Mona Lisa. I just gotta know what Mona Lisa's looking at.
Nice.
Wedding at Kana. Okay. See, we have two
Art teacher with that mouth.
We have 2 smart people in this room. Did you see, Alice, did you see this? Scientists have discovered that dolphins are getting high from pufferfish. By the way, we all know dolphins are about the worst, meanest, horrible, bully animals in the sea.
Oh, yeah.
Don't we?
Yeah, they are.
They murder porpoises for fun. They're really, they deserve to be in captivity ridden by children. They're horrible creatures. So what they do is the dolphins knock the pufferfish around between each other and injure it until it puffs up. And then they know how to bite it, so it'll release the toxin. And the toxin puts the dolphins into a euphoric state. Isn't that wild? The pufferfish are not only very traumatized by this, but once the attack is over, the dolphins turn them over and they're deported to Mexico for drugs. Okay, let's see what's left. I got 2 more. Trump, this is so funny. Trump is said to be sick of Carrie Lake showing up at Mar-a-Lago. He is tired of it. Trump suggested the other day that she should leave the club and hit the campaign trail. You need to get out on the campaign trail. He then added, voter fraud doesn't just make itself up.
Yeah.
And Trump finished up by saying, don't make me get the ketchup. Okay, last one. By the way, Alice just told everybody that dolphins have the brain capacity almost as much as humans, which, proves how horrible they can be. Okay, and now last but not least, South Dakota Governor Christy, how do you say it? Nome?
Gnome.
Nome? Is it Nome?
Yeah.
Was on Trump's list for the VP nomination until she revealed in her book that she enjoyed and laughed when she shot her puppy for playing during a duck hunt. She is now on the top of Trump's list. By the way,
Don't forget her goat too.
yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, the goat. By the way, Joe Biden, on the other hand, told Nome, try that with my dog and see who loses a hand. All right, Steve, do you know how to get in here?
Brad Tassell,
Oh, we see
everybody!
that. Yay, everybody!
Man, Brad, the gift that keeps on giving. You know,
Yes, the Apollo called, I'm out. No.
you downplayed this a little bit, but you mentioned that Brad here got airlifted off of his ship 7 days early, but he didn't mention this beats his early record of being kicked off 5 days early. So
That's true. Yes,
Well
7
done.
days early, 5 days. I'm trying.
All
for,
right.
I'm trying for 10 days early.
you can do it, buddy. If anybody can do it, it's you.
Yeah, and that monologue, I will not get to rub the log, I think is the problem here. So. Okay, go ahead,
right.
and I'm getting.
Let's do this for crying out loud. Made a little noise on Facebook today, letting people know that if they tune in tonight, it's going to be historic here on the Virtual Comedy Show, because this is going to be the stupidest top 10 list I've ever done. And I told Brad said, well, that's a high bar, but I think I got this.
We'll be the judge of that.
Last week I made mention of the fact that I put a lot of time into last week's, and I want you to know this list took me exactly 35 seconds. So tonight's top 10 category is top 10 stupid noises I like to make with my mouth and my face.
Oh,
Here we go. Number 10. Number 9. Number 8. Number 7.
That's a good one.
Number 7 is a very pop. Bob enjoys number 7.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Ew.
These are the top 10 stupid noises I like to make with my mouth and my face. Number 5. This one scares the cat.
Okay.
Number 4 for my friends on MASH.
Favorite one.
Number 3. Number 2. And the number 1 stupid noise I like to make with my mouth and my face.
Yeah.
Hello. Hey, I'm trying to do a top 10 list here.
I'm sorry. I hit the new thing. Go.
Okay. And I have to back up and do the whole thing again.
Do it all again.
And the number 1 stupid noise I like to make with my mouth and my face. I said it would be stupid. Kathy, aren't you glad you tuned in?
Yeah, boy, geez, happy to be here this week. I'm sorry. They're having a whole new format on the iPad, so the buttons are.
Yeah. These are the kind of excuses that get you kicked off of boats.
Can you do the drip one? You go, or what?
I can't do that one. I wish I could.
Can anybody?
Thank you, Chuck. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes, Chuck did not. Chuck's on a bus. I don't know if you heard that.
Chuck, man, standards as low as Chuck's don't come around every day. Thank you, Chuck.
That's right.
All right. Hey, speaking of low standards, nah,
Hey,
I'm
low
just kidding.
oh man, low standards.
I'm just kidding.
No, this is the highest of standards. What are you talking about?
That's right. Where's Patty? We need Patty.
Where's
Oh, and
Patty?
hey, Spencer tuned in. Hi, Spencer. Thanks for making
Hey, how you doing?
it. If you want, he said it was past his bedtime, but he wanted to tune in for the stupidest top 10 list ever.
All right,
so-
Spencer. If you can find
It was the
some
best one.
meth, Sudafed and Dr. Pepper, you'll stay up.
That's right.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Patty.
You're in the corner.
Daddy.
I hope you're feeling better.
I am.
Okay, good. Let's do this thing, and then you can do the thing. Here we go.
It's time for a Patty Melt with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses says, she's melting down. It's a Patti Vasquez, Patty Melt.
Feeling better.
I am. Hi. Sorry I couldn't do last week's show. I had a migraine. Here's the thing. I had a migraine 2 days before our show. So the Saturday before we did our show, I was knocked out. And it's like I know there are people who say they have migraines, But unless you absolutely cannot tolerate sounds, lights, you start vomiting, other things start happening. I mean, maybe you have migraines, but oh my God, it was so bad. But because I often have things that are crappy in my life, I'm like, the next day I was like, oh, I'm fine. Let's go do things. And then I completely imploded on Monday. So I apologize for not being here because I was with Steve that Sunday.
Yes, you
We
were.
did a great show. Yes, we were at Tata's Kitchen and Social and Kitchen. There were tacos, there were drinks. That's all. Yeah, it was all the things. And
You got a kitchen and social disease.
that's right. And Steve had a fantastic show. So
Aw,
congratulations to Steve. And I cannot wait for Brad to come and join us in Chicago sometime soon to do a show there as well. Yes. I feel like Brad kind of covered a lot of the topics. The DA in upstate New York, who I mean, I love that you say that. Like everyone saw that story of this entitled, I can't use all the words I want to. Anyway, the absolute entitlement of, yeah, I was going 20 miles over the speed limit. I didn't want to stop for you. Like it was insane. And I was the person. I think a lot of people went and searched her to find out what political party she was a part of. And guess what? Not only is she Republican, she actually switched parties. She actually originally ran as a Democrat and then switched to be a Republican so that she could run for re-election after already. You know what? Not surprised by that thing. And then also the guys with the bullets in their bags. What? I'm sorry. How do you just like? And they're all. You know what's crazy about that, Brad? Is that they're all complaining now. Well, TSA didn't catch us. Well, they're not responsible for the laws that you're breaking in other parts of the world. So yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead and spend time in a Russian jail. Enjoy that. You are absolutely right, Brad. It doesn't have to be funny. It only has to be true. So there, Steve was right too. Virtual comedy show. Oh my God. And then we're executing puppies. We're executing puppies in South Dakota. I can't. You guys, I was in my fields all weekend just looking at pictures of my dogs. And I don't know if you guys do that too. And also I had cats. Don't hate me, cat people. I loved my cats. I had 2 beautiful orange tabbies who were the bane of my existence because I hate cat litter. And I hate waking up with a cat this far away from me going, do I have your soul in my body already? I mean, they would just sleep on my face. I did love my cats. But they were crazy. Can we all just agree the cats are nuts? And you would think that's more my style because, hello. So you would be right. But the thing about the cats and the cat litter, and I don't know if anyone remember this from the 90s, they were trying to find different types of cat litter. Remember, there was like, oh, this cat litter doesn't smell. And there's always a cloud of dust. There's always a mess. And then they had this in the 90s where there was these little like pellets. Does anyone remember they were like little like crystal pellets that were supposed to absorb the pee and the poop? But here's the thing. Cats still want to cover up their crap. And so you would, in the middle of the night, you would hear these little pee pellets and poop pellets rolling around your kitchen floor. So now at least we're spreading it across every surface of my home. Anyway, I did love my cats. I loved my cats dearly, but my parents, like any other parents, are you gonna be responsible? Are you gonna take care of the dog? Let's start with fish. So we started with fish. I had 3 fish, Inky, Binky, and Dinky. And not only did I take very good care of them, they outgrew their fish bowl to where they had a fish tank. To the point where, remember what happens with goldfish? They grow to the size of their habitat.
That's right.
I had a goldfish that and by the way, this fish knew I wanted a dog too. It jumped out of the fish tank and tried to play fetch. Here's the thing. True. It's true. Poor Binky. He was like flopping around on our living room floor. Anyway, true story. And then my parents, they still would not get me a dog. They got me a hamster because that's the next in the succession. It's furry. It's got one of those wheels. It's got one of those. So we had a habitat with the little trails and stuff. It had like a little mini condo, but it could go down and it had its recreational area. But I also lived in an apartment above a bank. And apparently Willie got out one day. Not apparently. This happened. It's not like we're going to get sued. Allegedly, Willie got out. No, Willie got out. So his name was Willie. Make your own jokes. I'm not making any penis jokes. Anyway, Willie. Anyway. And there are jokes about gerbils. Anyway, totally wrong. Wrong. I went that way. So my dad loved Willie Nelson. Okay. That's all there is to it. My dad liked Willie Nelson. He loved telling that story about how Willie Nelson sold the song Crazy to Patsy Cline's producers for 2 bags of grocery. Am I wrong, Steve? No, I'm not.
No, you're not wrong. You are correct.
Thank you. My hamster's name was Willie after Willie Nelson. And in retrospect, that just really seems wrong. We should have been stoned the whole time. We should have been stoned the whole time when we had this hamster. So the hamster got out, and I lived above a bank. The hamster fell through a hole under our sink and ended up in the bank's bathroom where there was a woman going through the. Anyway, a Willie fell into the bathroom. So finally, my parents were like, okay, this is not going well. We've had fish, we've had hamsters. Fine, let's see how a dog goes. We went to a place called Orphans of the Storm, which is a dog rescue in the suburbs. And there was a kennel with about 5 dogs, about the same size, all dogs like between 10 and 25 pounds. And there was a little dog like curled up in the corner with these other yappy dogs. And my dad bent over to pet this little dog curled up in the corner, and all the dogs came running over and they're barking. They want attention. And this dog got up, put her paws on the biggest dog in the kennel, a beagle. She went, "Rah!" They all shut up and went away. And my dad said, "That's our dog." That's our dog. Now here's the thing: pepper chewed pencils and slippers and phone cords and empty garbage bags. You know what? Never thought we should shoot this dog in the face. Oh my. I mean, like, here's the thing about that, everybody. It's not that she was just. It's not just that, like, that's what farm living is. It's that she said she hated the dog. She hated the dog. So, I mean, like, is that what we do? We hate something. We're like, let's just blow its brains out in the face. I'm just like, what? And who has a gravel pit? There's goats in the gravel pit. Is it their compost pile? Throw a couple horses in there. They're getting old. No, by the way, my apologies to all my South Dakota friends. I don't know why we use hillbilly noises for people who are closer to Canada than they are to Mississippi. But here's the thing. Screw that woman. I'm using all the clean words for this show, but I can't even. And also now I feel bad about Monty, who was my second dog. But Monty we'll get to some other time. Since I spent so much time on the cat litter pebbles in my kitchen. Have a great night, everybody.
Patty! And of course, everybody goes away. Zoom. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Hang on. We got her. We'll get her back. There she is. Hey, it's Patty.
Hi.
Hi.
I had a habit trail.
Did you have a habit trail?
Fred was the name of my hamster. Fred. Third
Fred.
grade.
Fred and Willie could have been friends.
Fred and Willie they could have rubbed the log together. I tell you.
And I had a big old patch of gravel.
So let me say this about Sandra Dorley. I put a thing on TikTok about that. I think that I don't know if she should be fired or not, but people were saying like she should have been tased and tackled and beat up by the police like they do to everybody else. And I said, wait a minute. Is that what you really want? Because they start doing that to her. Now people without a voice, people minorities, now it's open freaking season. I said, how about no one has that happen to them? That everyone gets respected who isn't, a security threat to the police in the first way. And, if Karen's too nuts, then you handcuff them. But I think we should stop doing that to anybody.
It's so weird. Absolutely. I was in a band called Karen's Two Nuts, but it was a whole other thing.
I knew a Karen with 2 nuts. We only dated once.
I think they should clear all the records of everyone who's been pulled over for a moving violation under her.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I totally forgot about this, you guys. I messaged my son who goes to the University of Chicago. Here's what kind of mom I am. I'm like, hey, sweetie, if you're going to be protesting, make sure you have sunscreen. Stay hydrated. And I'm so sorry. I never told you how to go camping. So,
well, my daughter's home from IU where she would be if she hadn't graduated early. They have snipers on the Union aiming. I mean, never when I was at school, it was apartheid. So in Dunn Meadow, where they're trying to protest and they were doing it legally, correctly.
Yeah.
They lived there the entire year in shanties when I was there. No one did anything. No one, because you had the right to protest. The day before this protest on April 24th, they changed the rules after 50 years
What is that?
and said you couldn't protest in Dunn Meadow anymore the day before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, iPhone owner 2, I think I don't know what we're getting a view of, but you might want to turn their camera off because I'm starting to worry that maybe we're inside someone's pants.
Hey, we're trying to get an audience here. Don't screw it up, Patty.
Did he do?
Let's see. Stop video. Okay, I'm stopping the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, can you do
Thanks,
that?
Patty. Always on the ball.
Yeah, for some reason they keep drawing. Maybe mute too. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well,
Okay.
hey, you know what? It's a dinner and a show right here, buddy.
Indeed.
So,
Thanks,
okay.
Patty. That was
Patty,
awesome.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. That was very melty.
Yeah, it was. It was fantastic.
I miss Pepper. Yeah,
got rid of
Shoeless. Sorry, kitties.
Guess what
and
it's time
now
for?
He's with you.
Guess what it's time for?
Yeah, Jeff.
It's time for Jeff. He's right over here. So I'm going to play the little thing, and then when it's over, Jeff will be sitting right here. Good with that? Okay, here we go.
It's our musical guest, Gonna sing something funny and then Steve will play something in between. Our musical guest. It's time for our musical guest. Pearson.
Hey y'all, it's good to be here with all you crazy folks here. Life is good and it's getting better, and here's a little song for y'all. Well, it's hotter than hell. I'm sweating like a pig. I know there's something ice cold in the cooler calling me to take a little swig. But I gotta say no, and I'm doing my best to lower my cholesterol, lose a little weight like the doctor said. And what the doctor said is still ringing in my ear. Don't think about beer. So I ain't gonna let no brewski cross my mind. No Guinness, Foster's, Heineken, or Bud, or Corona with a lime. I'm just thinking about a largemouth bass. Yeah, I'm going fishing in the dark. Ain't gonna think about Coors or Michelob Light or PBRs. 'Cause my doctor's made it more than perfectly clear. Don't think about beer. Well, how in the hell do you not think about beer when you're told don't think about beer? Every TV ad and billboard sign is trying to draw me near. So I wrote an affirmation on some sticky notes and stuck them on my bathroom mirror. Don't think about beer, don't think about beer, don't think about beer, don't think about beer, don't think about beer. Can y'all guess the title of this song? Well, the good news is I'm losing some weight. Drinking V8 juice, organic apple cider, and green Gatorade. Still, it doesn't feel right when it's 100 degrees. And everybody's got a cold one in their hand, everybody but me. But if I ever want to see this beer gut disappear, gonna take a lot more than just blood, sweat, and tears. Only one way to face a hot summer day with no fear. Don't think about beer, 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 don't even think about beer.
Yeah!
Thank you.
Jeff Pearson! Now Jeff and I are going to switch places again.
I'm going to go get a beer.
Good idea.
Non-alcoholic.
That's right.
Okay, let's see if I can follow that with anything. I can't do my laundry. I can't change a tire. I can't boil water without setting the house on fire. I can't get me no job with a blank resume. But I got one special talent, nobody can take it away. I drink well with others. That's my social skill. I like sippers and chuggers and hillbillies with stills. I'm the life of the party, so let's kill a few beers. And I drink well with others. And all my friends like Jeff Pearson are right here. All right, that's enough. Jeff, you want to do another one? Get over here.
Bob is drunk.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little something here. Most of the songs I write are love songs about fishing. My dad's from Minnesota, and I grew up in a fishing family. So far, nobody will pay me to fish, so I've been a songwriter professionally since 1980. I've had about 60 songs recorded, and this ain't one of them. My wife ain't into football or the UFC, but put a fishing pole in her hand. She can drop shot, flip a jig, catch a Carolina rig, just like Kevin Van Dam. She got a Bill Dance poster on the ceiling overhead. She's all about fishing, even when we're in bed. Ain't I the luckiest man alive? My best fishing buddy is my own sweet wife. My baby kisses like a largemouth bass. She gets a hold of me, she don't hold nothing back. She's like a Merc 250 with a full tank of gas. My baby kisses like a largemouth bass. Well, she don't do any cardio or step class aerobics. All she likes to do is fish. But when our fishing day is through, there's something else she likes to do that starts with a good night kiss. Yeah, the only way I know to get to my woman's heart is a $100 Bass Pro Shops gift card. Lord, she gets that look in her eye, and I know it's gonna be another sleepless night. My baby kisses like a largemouth bass. Lord, she's a keeper, I ain't throwing her back. She might look as innocent as a Sunday school class. My baby kisses like a largemouth bass. Her kind of kissing ain't for the mild-mannered or meek. I'm pretty sure she's never heard of a church hug or peck on the cheek. 'Cause my baby kisses like a largemouth bass. Yanks all the covers off and we hit the sack. Ain't no way on earth I'm yanking them back. Yeah, my baby kisses like a largemouth bass. She's got a 9-pound tongue. My baby kisses like a largemouth bass. She likes to get it on. That's a lie. My baby kisses like a largemouth bass. Yeah,
Jeff
buddy.
Pearson! Jeff Pearson!
Thanks, Joe.
That's Jeff
That
Pearson.
was amazing.
I know him. It's
And I
awesome.
think you should keep our relationship out of it.
We can still be friends, right?
Yeah, you
Oh,
should.
yeah, no doubt.
My favorite thing in the world is waiting for him to get to. She's got a 9-pound tongue because everybody sings along, even Bob.
Bob
Hey
is
Jeff,
drunk.
where can we see you performing in the next little while? You got any stage gigs or online gigs or anything like that? Sneak over here so we can see your face.
Well, I'm hosting the Bluebird next month when you're on the road.
Oh, that's
doing
right.
it.
Yeah, that's right.
I forget the date, but
I think it's the 21st. Although it's possible they're going to be closed for roof repair. They haven't really sorted that out yet, so we'll see.
I thought they got. Thought they got the roof fixed.
They did, but then there's more. Hey, we'll talk.
Okay,
But
life
yeah.
is good.
Renard,
Yay!
start your video.
What now?
Renard needs to start his video so I
Oh,
can.
hi Renard. There he is.
Okay, you got him.
Well, you got him. I
got
thought you
him.
had him. I
Somebody
haven't
got
got nothing. I got Jeff.
I got him.
It's
There he is.
Renard.
There he is, everybody.
Hi
Got a
Renard.
big beard.
Hey.
How's it going?
Yeah, been working on it for a while.
You have. I can't. I'm doing that too, but you can't really see it.
My baby kisses like a big beard bass.
Big beard, like that bass that sings to you when you.
You
Oh,
bet
yeah,
your
the one sitting
bass
on the
she
wall.
does.
All right. Well, enough of this.
Yeah,
Play
let's
the
do the
thing
thing.
and then
We'll play an
talk
intro
for
for you, Renard, and then you give us 10 minutes of awesome stand-up. Here we go.
It's time for our big headliner. Got some funny jokes to say. Oh, do a 10-minute set headliner.
Woohoo.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Oh man, this is great. I'm glad to be here this week. I was supposed to do last time, but then I got this huge migraine, and it was way bigger than Patty's. It was way bigger than Patty's. You just couldn't imagine how big it was. It was huge. I went to the doctor. He came to me with tears in his eyes, and he was like, "This is the most hugest migraine I've ever seen." But anyway, so as I said, a lot's been happening since I've last been here. I lost my phone the other day, and y'all know how important it is to have your phone. Like, we're so addicted to our phone. We have to have it everywhere, and I lost my phone, and it was like, you would have thought I was a parent whose child was abducted. I called a press conference. I was like, hey, if you could just bring it back in one piece, we'd be so grateful. Yeah, and it got stolen, and I was at a bar, and then the bartender, I knew her. She knew some of the people that were in that area, and she got the phone back, which I was like, I knew that was not going to happen. I got the phone back, and look, it took me everything in me not to propose to that woman. Okay. Yeah, I got a new church home, everything. I was ready for marriage. And but what I should have done, I should have contacted like if you ever have a phone issue, ask a young person, ask somebody who's below 10. All right, they will show you things about your phone you never knew about. Yeah, last time I was over my sister's house, I gave my phone to my nephew. He hit 2 buttons on my phone sprouted legs, got up and walked out the room. I was like, I had no idea that my phone could walk. But it worked out now. Now I'm charging my phone rent, because this guy lives with me, so I can't just have people living in the house. Not paying rent. But yeah, yeah, we're figuring it all out. We're getting it all worked out, man. Yeah. So, so I live in, some of y'all may not know, but I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and great place to be. But the city is changing like crazy. All right, like so much stuff is changing. It's like we're losing so many things that made the city great. We're losing lots of restaurants because they just can't afford to pay the rent here. And but we are getting some other stuff that's kind of cool. We got a new private bar here. And I had a friend, she had you had to have a membership to get in this bar. And I had a friend and she had a membership. And she was like, hey, why don't you come out here and check this bar out? And so I said, sure. I go out there and I'm like, the place is nice. I'm in there, I'm having a good time, I'm eating, I'm drinking, I'm partying, I'm dancing. And she turns to me and she says, you like this place, don't you? And I said, I think I do. And she's like, maybe you should get a membership. And I said, maybe I will. And I said, how much is it? She said, only about $4,000 a year.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, I don't have that type of money. And she's like, oh, no, you don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is go home and talk to your accountant, and then you can write that off on your taxes. And I'm like, okay, I'll go home and see what TurboTax thinks about this. I'll check with H&R.com, H&R.com, see what they think about this purchase. See if that'll work. But yeah, I don't have an accountant. As you can see, you can tell, I don't have an accountant. I'm not even in the tax bracket. I'm just in the parentheses at the bottom of the sheet. They say my stuff real fast. You can do my taxes in 10 minutes. That's all it takes. So I am out here dating. I'm a single guy out here, and that can be pretty wild. I dated. I don't. Do we have any people in the military joining us tonight?
Former.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, then one person. Okay. Well, yeah. But thank you for your service. All right. That is. I really appreciate you guys keeping us safe and everything. But I dated a woman in the military not too long ago, and let me tell y'all something. The thing about military people is military people are trained to attempt and overcome any obstacle that comes in their path. All right. Yeah. There's nothing they won't attempt to do or try to do. Like I was dating this woman. She was in the military. Most emasculating thing I've ever done in my life. All right. Anything I had to do, she was willing to step up and do it for me. Okay. Yeah. It didn't matter what it was. She was like, "Oh, you got to take a trip? Don't worry about it. I'll pack the bags." I was like, "Oh, okay." "You got to do a show? Don't worry about it. I'll write the jokes." You were like, "You want to eat? Don't worry about it. I'll chew the food." I was like, "Okay, I'll try anything once." Yeah, tough situation, man. Another thing, like I've been on the dating scene. I've been meeting a lot of witches here lately. I didn't know that was a thing, but there are lots of witches that walk amongst us every day. Okay, and the only thing about that is like it's fine if you want to be a witch, who cares? But still, just let us guys know up front, because like with a lot of witches, you don't find out until they invite you back to their lair.
Oh boy.
Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they invite you back over to their house, and you get there, and there are like 75 candles lit. There's like, there's like 10 cats walking around. I'm like, one of the cats got hit by a car last week. I knew that. I was like, you resurrected this cat. I'm like, what in the pet cemetery is going on over here? Yeah, so she comes in, she pulls up, she walks to the door, she's on a broom. She's like, "Hey, good looking. Glad you made it over here. Why don't you lay on down? I'm gonna rub this lavender on you, and just about lay down right here." And I see the pentagram on the floor. I'm like, "No, you're not gonna sacrifice me tonight, okay?" Maybe another night. And I was trying to figure out how to deal with this because I had another friend, single friend, and I was asking him. I was like, "Hey man, I've been meeting a lot of witches. Are you meeting a lot of witches?" He was like, "No, I met a lot of bitches, but not that many witches." And I was like, "Oh, okay," because like my situation wasn't going too great. So I'm telling him, I'm like, "Hey man, what do you do when your relationship with a witch is not working out?" And he's like, "Hey man, all you gotta do is just let it play out, because the last thing you want to do is upset a witch." Okay. And I'm like, "Yeah, you may be right, because I did something wrong, made her upset. I upset a witch, and I woke up next morning, and my belly button and my pee hole was gone." And I was like, "Hey," I was like, "There's no proof of my birth anymore. What's going on?" I'm like, I had to get on the phone with the hospital. I'm like, "Hey, I need your nearest pee hole specialist. Mine is gone. You can give me one. I need to get another one."
Looking for a more magical dating life? Time to go right to the source.
Okay, who's doing that?
That's Sue.
What do you say?
Oh, there was a Wiccan dating site. I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it later.
It's called Wiccan.
Hey, witchesonly.com. Okay, I'll pull that up. Yeah, it's lots of I'm glad the ladies are here. Ladies on the call, y'all make some noise, ladies here. Yes, this is great. I love the ladies. I'm glad you guys tuned in. One thing about ladies, since you guys are here, I have to tell you all, ladies, if you do not have to shave your eyebrows off, do not shave your eyebrows off. All right. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a nice, natural, beautiful eyebrow. Okay. But what some of you women don't understand is that, you know what? It's not the kind of deal breaker some of y'all think it is. Like it's not. Like you can have a unibrow, and we're still going to have sex with you. Okay. Yeah. No man ever has been like, "Hey man, I was about to tap that, but then the eyebrows were too bushy. I had to leave." No. Long as it's behind, it's fatter than the eyebrows. We're all good. But the main thing is when you don't have your eyebrows, it kind of throws us off as men, because we're not used to seeing you without your eyebrows. I'll tell you what that happened to me one time. I was on a date, and the girl I was with, she gets up, she says, "Hey, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back." I said, "Cool, go to the bathroom, do what you gotta do. I'll be out here when you get back." So she gets up, goes to the bathroom, uses the bathroom, takes her eyebrows off, and comes back and sits right down in front of me. I sat there for the next 35 minutes trying to figure out what was different. I was sitting there like, I was like, "Man, you at the right table?" She was like, "It's me. I took my eyebrows off." I was like, "No, it's not a hat. You just take it off and put it on. What's wrong with you?" So yeah, just keep your eyebrows on until we get home. You know what I'm saying? That's all of that. Yeah, keep those eyebrows on. Very important, man. And one thing I do let you guys know, I do need to find some new friends. Like I need some new friends. My friends are no count. I'll tell you what happened to me one time. I was doing a so I got this is what happened. I got invited to a sex party, and so these people were like, "Hey, we're gonna invite you to the party, and we're gonna send you a flyer to your phone." So I said, "Cool, send it." And so they sent me this flyer. The flyer said $30 for couples, $25 for guys, $20 for ladies. My friend calls me and says, "Hey man, let's show up, tell them we gay, and get in for half off." I'm like, no. I'm like, look here, man. These people took time to organize this good, clean Christian sex party. All right, we're not going to do it. All right. So yeah, that's what I told them. But then I ended up feeling hard time because my pockets were kind of low. So I showed up, told them I was trans. I got in for 10. You know. Hey, they don't know what I got. They don't know it. But hey guys, that's my time, y'all. My name is Renard Hirsch. Thank you guys so much for your time. You guys thank you guys.
Man, I know Brad's here somewhere. There he is.
I waited.
You did.
Yes.
I respect that.
Yes.
Good set, Renard. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Where are you going? Where are you working?
This weekend I'll be in El Paso, Texas at Bart Reed's comic strip.
Wow.
He's only doing weekends now?
Oh, I'll do any day.
No, I'm saying no. Is it he's just weekends now? He's only Friday, Saturday? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think we're doing Thursday through Sunday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's 4 days. I haven't done that club in 15 years, man.
Oh, you've been out there to El Paso?
Oh, I've done it. I used to do it every year. And then,
right on the border from Juarez.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and then he didn't want to headline me. He was like, I want you to still feature for $420, you know, and I was like,
he invited.
It's a good trip. It's like on the farm, like it's almost in California.
Yeah, he invited me to do it, but then he said I had to pay $25, and I said, "Well, the women are only paying $20." I said,
that's right. Actually, if there was a sex party, women would be $10 and men would be $35,000. That's how much.
Yeah, well, that explains why his email is www.bartepstein.com.
Yes. I hope he doesn't watch this. It's be canceled tomorrow. You could not be.
Yeah. So if you see I'm booked somewhere else, you know what happened.
Yeah. Well, no, I used to love El Paso. I did it with Dean Hagland once. You remember? Dean?
Oh, nice. Okay.
Anybody know who that is? He was one of the lone gunmen on X-Files.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So pretty famous. My wife loves. We met him at a NACA, and then we're still. He was one of the people that gave us a quote for the 200th show.
Huh.
Cool.
Oh,
nobody cares. So all right. Well, thanks again, Renard.
Thank you, Renard.
Next time we update Zoom.
That was great.
Thanks.
All right, guess what it's time for?
What?
This.
How about another dumb song from Steve for no reason?
I lost my guitar. I thought I knew where it was, and I got all kerfuddled, but it's okay. Hey, I did a show last week at the Old Folks Center and had a walkout. It was awesome.
Really? Wait, what happened?
As I decided to do, the room was not that big. It held maybe 40 people. I decided to do it without the microphone. Just skip all the tech. I'll just project. And I'm like, 20 minutes. No, I'm doing 30 minutes. So I'm 10 minutes into this thing. And a lady sitting about a third of the way in, she calls up to me. She says, "You're too loud." And I said, "I don't have a microphone." And, you're sitting fairly close. There's a lot of people way back there, don't hear that well, so I'm projecting to them. So if it's too loud to you, maybe the thing to do would be for you to move to the back. And so she stands up, and I think she's just going to go to the back. And so I'm walking with her because that's everybody's staring at her. I can't do anything until she sits down. So I'm walking with her to the back. Then it turns out she's not leaving. She's not going to the back. She's leaving. She's walking out. So I watched her walk out, and then I said, "Well, somebody's a little grumpy." And then I went back to where I was, and then it turns out her husband left because I thought he thought I said that she's frumpy. No, she was out of her mind. So I ran into her in the elevator 20 minutes later. She'd forgotten the whole thing. So the point is that I want to do this song about visiting friends in the hospital, which I did for them, and they really enjoyed it. Well, I'm in the hospital, lying in bed. Sponge bath, no pants. Somebody must wash me from toe to head. Sponge bath, no pants. They took out my liver and cleaned up my veins. Sponge bath, no pants. Now you gotta wash everything that remains. Sponge bath, ready? Sponge bath, no pants. Sponge bath, no pants. Sponge bath, no pants. Sponge bath, no pants.
Dumb.
That's all that was.
So my move whenever anybody does that is I say I never should invite my mom to the show.
Yeah. Yeah, classic.
All right.
Speaking of not inviting people to the show, it's time to beg for money. Here we go.
That's right.
Brad begs for money. Hey, we need your money. We don't charge a cover or a 2-drink minimum, so what did you expect, Jack?
Hello, everyone. I'm Brad Tassell. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com. Not that hard a site to remember. Virtualcomedyshow.com. Click the yellow button that says donate to the acts. I don't know what it says. It says donate, for heaven's sakes. And then donate some money to this show. And then maybe all of us will get to rub the log. That's it. Pay to rub the log. And we can get Patty a new hamster. I think that'd be I think that'd be great. If you give us, if everybody out on Facebook, if we make $1,500 this week, we're going to secretly buy Patty a hamster and a habit trail and show up at her house with it. I think.
Or you could take a vote on this. I think another option would be for everybody to send as much money as you can, and we're going to send as many dogs as we can to South Dakota. Just flood her with dogs.
Yes. Well, then we're sending them to their deaths. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Nah, I don't think she'd have the nerve to do it anymore.
You don't think bad. What is she? She came out and said something. I didn't see her response to all this.
I don't know.
Probably. I don't know.
Send us some money so we can research this stuff before we make jokes about it.
If you send us a bunch of money, we'll pay for research for this stuff. I'll actually use the internet for my jokes. It'll be fantastic. But go to virtualcomedyshow.com and Jeff Pearson can get his own house to sing from.
Wow. He has a house. He just can't figure out the router.
Oh. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com, give us money, and we'll get Jeff real internet. How about that? and we'll get his wife whatever operation it takes to get. Good enough. Let's finish it up.
All right, here we go. Worst joke.
Worst joke. Worst joke. Worst joke. Worst joke. Boo! That was the worst joke ever.
100-year-old Mildred Kirchenbaum. By the way, you think anybody these days is getting named Mildred Kirchenbaum anymore? You think that's it? She has a problem, 100-year-old Mildred. She still flies regularly, but since her birthday is in 1923 and the airline system only uses 2 digits for the year, you're already ahead of me. She is labeled an unaccompanied minor at the counter every time she goes, and she cannot go through security alone. She can't go to the plane alone. She can't board. Now, no one has noticed that she's flying solo at the age of 1. That's kind of fun. So she has a ton of problems. Mildred has been a good sport about it, though, and said that she really goes along with the joke, saying, there are perks. Like a 1-year-old, I don't have to get out of my seat to go to the bathroom.
That was the best joke of the show.
That was the virtual comedy show. We learned a lot of stuff we didn't need to know. Like a yam is the same as a sweet potato. That's what you get when you watch this show. Fascinating, isn't it? We have a lot of fun at the virtual comedy show. It's better than sitting home playing with your toes or going to the dump to watch stuff decompose. Keep coming back to the virtual comedy show. We hope you enjoyed the virtual comedy show. Don't have to dress up, no, 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 no. You can be like Brad and go commando. Every Monday it's the virtual comedy show. See you Monday at the virtual comedy show. It's at www.virtualcomedyshow.com. That's right.
Get math.